Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Vulcan Report. This end of day report is for trading on Tuesday, August the 9th, 2016. Looking at a chart of the US dollar, as you can see, the market is coming off just slightly so far. Not a whole lot to write home about, but we cannot ignore the support at 94.94. Will it be tested? Will it be taken out? What's going to be the objective? It looks like it's hitting its head at the bottom of this Kumo cloud. I'm getting a little tired here. So even though it's sideways, momentum is really coming off, but over the long term, it's sideways. Everything's elongated now, stretching out a bit. So this could go on for several weeks, as you can see the formation of the cloud here. This could literally trade in this range and go out just like this for weeks and weeks and weeks and do nothing. Technically speaking, you're still in a positive pulse wave, but because this is flattening out here, anything goes, and it's below the Kumo cloud, so technically it's still bearish, but it's a positive pulse wave within a bearish chart pattern. So you could just call this a retracement off these lows back here and nothing more. There's really nothing bullish per se on the chart except for the retracement channel, and it's really not even a strong channel. It's just here. And the reason why we can say that, I don't care how far price has rallied off the low, if you're still beneath the Kumo cloud, you're in a bear market. All right, you can have bullish momentum to cause prices to retrace their move, but overall you are still in a bear market. So don't be fooled by this. You got to go with the price. So if it's going to continue to melt up, you got to be long. But overall, just like I said, this is still a bear picture until it's not. All right, so we got to keep that in mind here. Okay, taking a look at the equity side of things, a little bit more of a bearish picture. Same setup, but you can see here more elongation within this trading range. All right, so in other words, you can see it's more prominent that you have more selling coming in, even though it's not anything massive, but it's just more prominent on this chart than it is on the futures chart. And as you can see here too, like I always say, equity pricing is far superior than futures pricing, barring gaps. That's the only thing with the equities that you got to deal with is the gaps. They tend to gap. All right, but put the gap thing aside. The daily pricing models, those schematics are just better. They just are. So the charts tend to be more prominent and bring into focus the true heartbeat of the particular market in question. And this one is the dollar. So what this is showing you is pretty much everything has been dealt with. The gaps have been closed here and here. So in other words, it's paid its bill. Now it has to decide what it's going to do with this money. It doesn't know where direction it's going to go in. But the thing I want to point out is notice the short-term trend line is trading below the longer-term trend line, which is bearish. And see how they're moving sideways? It's not turning up like it wants to cross. It's staying down. It came up a little bit, but now it's coming off. Unlike with the futures chart, you saw the two trend lines basically merged into a flat line. You don't see that here. You see the the bearishness of the market is still in full effect, and we're still way below this Kumo cloud here. Okay, see it's just a better focus, a better picture to let you see the overall move. Yes, the market's come off from the lows. Okay, nice retracement. Yes, we're in a positive pulse wave situation, but you're looking like it's gonna come off here. This 2432 could very well be in play, and you got to go with the trend. The major trend is still down. All right, the short-term cycle is bullish, but the overall trend is bearish. So we treat this as a retracement and say the market's still bearish until it's not. All price action below the Kumo cloud is bearish. I don't care what the movement is. If you can't get your price and your trend lines above the Kumo cloud, you are bearish. So we keep buying until it gives up the ghost and your supports are violated. It's pretty much the way it goes. And or unless you get a crash alert. That's pretty much the way it goes. So we're watching this dollar closely. It's a big deal. We need to know how this is going to move. Because if this thing powers up and strengthens, then that's a nail in the coffin for the stock market. Just saying. All right. And as goes this dollar, as goes Bitcoin too. Because I proved to you and showed you in numerous videos, especially in the There Is No Collapse video, that the two are married. All right. They're secretly married. They're not engaged. They're married. And that's what we're proving here. Especially those of you who buy into the economic collapse theory, those of you who believe that, then you have to believe that they're ready to roll out the new mechanism once the dollar dies. And the only way to make that happen is to already have your cryptocurrency thing in place. Makes sense, right? So there you have it. All right, moving on now to the gold futures. Gold futures powered up a little bit today. It looked like we were going to continue downward momentum as we took out last week's low of 1340.60. We hit 1335.60. So very interesting, isn't it? Basically a $5 to the downside move, and then reverse it and move back up $10. Very interesting price movement. Actually, I'll say $11. We moved back up, we reversed that downward flow, and now we reversed it. Now we're up $11 from the low. And we finished the day up $5.60. So very interesting picture here. Like I said, we're still within that range. Market's trying to maintain its strength. Well supported at 1269.60. All right, so the gold can pull back almost $100 and still be in a bullish pattern position with no technical damage. That's pretty powerful. Very powerful indeed. Moving forward. All right, looking at the GLD, similar picture. Well supported at 122.22. Momentum's coming off, but it also reversed from the lows of the day. So maintaining a strong bullish upward thrust. It's what you like to see in a healthy bull market. So looking good here. All right, looking at the GDX, looking at the miners, well supported at 27.74. And again, it also reversed off of the low of the day. Again, just like I showed in yesterday's video, we're moving in tandem with the physical. Okay, this is very interesting how the miners are catching a bid and moving in tandem with the physical. It's very interesting the way that is happening, because like I pointed out in the previous video, this is showing strong underlying current within this commodity space for whatever reason. And I don't deal a lot with fundamentals here. I'm not a fundamentalist. I do not use econometric modeling. I am technical. Everything I do is purely technical. From a technical standpoint, to me, in my opinion, based on my experience, price is what pays. News does not pay me. Price pays me. I don't care what the news is. The news can be the baddest news that you've ever heard in your life, and the markets can go ballistically to the upside. Or it can be the best news you've ever heard in your life, and the markets can collapse altogether. So news means nothing. It's price. Price pays. Okay? So right now, price is telling you that this market, the bullishness is only yet to happen. The way the price structure is basically saying we haven't seen anything yet. This is very, 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 very powerful. That's all I'm saying. Forget the name of the chart that is the miners. Just look at this here. This price structure is strong. This is what you want to see in a baby bull market. And I'm calling it a baby because of the structure. The With this structure, all things being equal, the way this thing is lifting off, it's like a plane that just left the runway at full throttle and it's taken up and it's it's going up now. It's preparing for liftoff. That's what this looks like. And I'm not a gold bug. I believe in physicals. Those of you who have remember me back on Charlie McGrath's Wide Awake radio show, we talked about metals a lot. I like charts. I believe in the metals as currency, as money. We know this, and stacking is important. And I'm not just saying that because I don't want you to think I'm a gold or a silver bug. I could care less. I'm just telling you the truth. The truth of the matter is, you cannot ignore this chart. This is an extremely powerful chart. All things being equal, I'm almost afraid to tell you where I think this is gonna go, because you're gonna think I'm a nut. Are you ready for this? Here we go. All things being equal, I don't. Oh boy! All right, just add a zero right here. That's all I'm gonna say. Add a zero, and that's a tenfold move. That's a 1,000% move from where we are now. That's where I think this is going within the next 12 to 18 months. I'm looking at a 1,000% increase in the miner's price. Now, I don't have to make sense on the manufacturing side, the economic side of things, because the news is irrelevant. I'm sure some news story will come out to support what I'm saying to you on the price action picture, but suffice to say, all I'm saying is, and I can't say this enough, this chart looks incredible. I have not seen anything like this, the way the price momentum has been behaving. That's all I'm saying. I'm just going to leave it at that. We'll let the price say if I'm right or not as the days and weeks move on. All right, looking at the juniors. The juniors right now look even more powerful than the big boys. Look how this is pulled away from its support. 4410 is the support on your miner here. This is extraordinary. Go ahead and add a zero to this one. So that's a tenfold move, 1,000% increase coming in these miners. Hey, don't get mad at me if you're a bear. I'm just saying this is what it is. That's why it pays not to be a bull or a bear. It pays to trade, and you based your opinions based on what the market's doing. Even if I was a uber bear and I thought that eventually this is going to come off. Eventually is not now. Eventually is not today. There's nothing at all bearish on this chart. I will even tell you this. Even if I had a 911 or a 411 code crash alert on this chart, on this market, it would only be a profit taking event. It would not be the end of a trend killing event. I don't care if tomorrow the price went to a penny, flash crash to a penny. This thing is going to come right back up. There's something going on here. Metals don't go ballistically parabolic to the upside for no reason. They don't do this for no reason. I don't care if you argue tomorrow and say there is a zillion tons of gold still in the ground. I don't care if you told me there was no more gold in the ground. You cannot argue against this price action. This is super bullish. I believe, based on these charts, that we're looking at the mother, the father, the sister, and the brother of all bull markets of all time in these metals. I think that you're based on this price action, what it is telling me, what it's suggesting, what the algorithms are saying, that for whatever reason, whatever the underlying reason is, The price is screaming something right now. It's screaming something. Something is wrong. That's all I'm saying. It's saying something's wrong. It doesn't matter if you believe that the economy of the world is doomed or none of that stuff. I'm just saying this chart is suggesting that something is going on, whether we know what it is or not. You cannot ignore the chart. That's all I'm saying. All right, taking a look now at Pretty Ricky. Even Pretty Ricky reversed. Very, you can, again, what can you say? All right, it hit $9.70. Those of you who had that $10 and was it 10.24? I think it was $10.24 stop. You got stopped out and took your profit, and now you're ready to get back into the market again. And look where it is. It reversed back to 10.25, a penny above that 10.24 stop. Very interesting. So this is setting up now for the next breakout, which is right now at the 1148 high. So if we take out that high, it puts an end to the correction, and it puts us into the 1250, 1300 price range. I'm just saying, you cannot ignore the price action. You cannot ignore, once again, you cannot ignore the price action. It is telling you something. This is a powerful, powerful, powerful chart, and you cannot ignore it. It's telling you something. Look at this. According to those who say that the economy is strong and things like that, I'm not getting into that. I've already told you what I believe on that. I've done the documentary on it. I'm just saying, for those who hold that theory, that like Obama said, if you believe that anything's wrong with the U.S. economy, you're peddling fiction. This chart is disagreeing with him. This is a parabolic explosion, and it's been doing it on a steady basis. You could make an argument that it's a fluke if we had some super hyper parabolic bars, if like in a day it went from here and next bar was up here the next day, then the next day. That's different. You can argue hype and sensationalism and bubble with that. But how do you explain this? You can't call this a bubble. This is every week. Every pullback led to a breakout. Every pullback, breakout, pullback, breakout, pullback, pullback, some more, a little bit more, breakout, explode to new highs, pullback, new highs, pullback, new highs. 2-bar pullback to resemble this last 2-bar pullback. That's telling you that you're going to go from here to here. So you can expect $16 once. So let's say starting next week, starting next Monday, we'll start building to 16 from this level. So yes, you heard it here first. $16 target within the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in the next month and a half, from where we are now, we're going to be at 16. So from $10.25 to the neighborhood of $16, within the next month or so. Month and a week, month and 2 weeks, month and a half, about a month. I'll give it a month. It may even happen before that. All right, and you can see here you're selling, leveling off, reversal. I'm just saying, you cannot. This is saying something is wrong with Obama's sayings. That's all I'm saying. All right, looking at the silver chart, silver reversed nicely. Still can't ignore the crash alert that we got in silver. All right, so that means that some more profit taking could come into play and eventually come down somewhere near this trend line of 1829 before continuing the uptrend, but it's not happening right now. It's strong, and this silver is looking crazy nice. This is scary. All things being equal, the way this silver is moving, $50, $60, $70 by the end of the year is definitely not out of the question right now. Market's well supported at $17.61. Looking here at SLV, same thing, well supported at $16.97. Looking at your silver miners, well supported at 44.36, same thing as the Pretty Ricky chart, same thing as gold. Look at this, it's looking absolutely scary. You better add a zero to that. That brings you to $520 real soon coming to you. All right, look at the silver junior miners. Look how powerful this chart is. This is about to take out that 1927 is gone. You must just kiss it goodbye. It's gone. Well supported at $15.67. $20 is it's gonna just probably break right through that like it's like butter, like a hot knife through butter. This is looking incredible. You ignore the precious metals at your own peril. Bulls make money, bears make money, but pigs get slaughtered. So take what you can, give nothing back. Head over onto the website. Go ahead and subscribe to the backup channel. All the links to what you need to know is at the bottom of the video. Peace.